So hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Carlin and today I'm here to do the March wrap up. So the thing is that if you're watching this video from future, not from future but maybe in a date, maybe in year 2024 or something like that. So right now let me just give a recap of what is happening in 2020 in our world in the month of March. So today the world is let's just say dealing with the virus called COVID-19, or as we like to call it, coronavirus, and it is really a dangerous pandemic and it caused lots of people to lose their lives, unfortunately, and a lot of people are still struggling in hospitals, and the governments generally advise you to stay at home. In some countries there are bans to not to go out, but in some you're just advised to do social distancing and staying at home so that you can protect yourself and protect other people too, so that you can flatten the curve and you can contribute in the fight to this virus. So we're at home, and schools, or lots of schools, I believe in all of the countries, they're switched to online courses kind of style, and they're we're using Zoom and stuff to do our online courses. So we are not going to school, and if you're not going to school and if you're not obliged to go out, the professors and the profession I said professors, the professionals, medical treatment people who are nurses, doctors, who are out there helping us to fight this virus, and also people, especially the ones working in shopping centers and supermarkets, trying to provide us with the food and our necessities. So if you're not one of them, please stay home. This is the advice. And if you're one of them, thank you so much for your work and hard service. We are really appreciating it, and thank you so much for risking your lives so that we can be alive and continue with going on with our normal lives. So that's the situation. That's the situation we're in. So if we're not going to school, if we're not going out, what else can you do apart from reading? It was, to be honest, this coronavirus thing helped me in a way that I could read more, because I was had to stay at home, so and didn't have many assignments or anything relating to the school or online courses, that kind of stuff. So I was I should read, I should read, because it is a time to read. I have so many spare time, and I was let's just get on with that Goodreads book challenge. My challenge is 52 books. I set it as one book each week for 20 for 52, yeah, I can count 52 weeks. But thanks to this month, and especially I'm taking this video on April, so April, today I think is 7th of April, and I already read 7 books. Going strong, really good there. But in the month of March, I read 5 books. So in the month of March I read 5 books, and I am excited for some of them. I really there's one book I thought I was gonna like and really hated it. We're going to that, we will talk about it, but let's just start. The first book I read in March was The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. A very good friend of mine lended me her book, suggesting that I would I should read it because she thought I would like it, and I really liked it, to be honest. It was such a good book. But going into it, I thought it was gonna be so different. It is a classic book, so I thought it would be a simple, slow going. I really do love classic books, but I thought it was gonna be like that. It was gonna be small. It was gonna be Jane Eyre, or Pride and Prejudice, slow but having a strong message, but a nice story. But it was so different than that. It was nothing that I thought it was gonna be, because there were some wild things happening, and they were like I was just slowly reading my book, like calmly reading, drinking my tea, and boom, the tea is spilled like everywhere because it was so good. Like, and I really didn't expect these kind of like twists or like events to occur in this book. So that was good. That was like such an exciting book, like, and I really liked it. And because like of my previous thought and what the book turned into, it really gave me a like, ooh, this is good, this is good, we're going straight kind of vibes. So I really like that book. But let me give you a recap of what it's about. So there are three gentlemen, like this is set in I believe, ooh, I don't want to give you those false things, but I think in like 19th century or 18th century, I don't know, like England vibes, like is set in that part. Oh, what is happening to my voice? Okay, so it is set in those times, and there are like three characters: Dorian Gray, Lord Henry, and Basil. So they're just like, Basil and Dorian Gray are friends, and Basil is like a painter, and he likes to paint pictures and like portraits of Dorian Gray. And Lord Henry is also Basil friends, and one day he comes to their like home when Dorian is also present, and they get to know each other, and the story begins like that. And they're just a picture, like a Basil like draws a portrait, like a beautiful portrait of Dorian, and things start to happen, and the portrait has a very importance in the story. And I really like books that has like art element in it, and it was such a good way. Like, things happen, I really don't want to give spoilers, but like there is just one character I really hate. I really hate him. I don't want to, I probably will hate him too, but like lots of bad things happen to other people, but he's still there, and I believe he is the cause of everything. But he is still like, at the end of the book, he's like, normal. Like, I didn't want it to be happen. Like, I want it. I really don't want it. Like, I cannot even speak because I don't want to give spoilers, but he didn't deserve to be okay at the end, in my opinion. And this book like was wild, but other than that, it had really nice, like, let's just say philosophical and also very important social issues, like TikTok. So like very important social issues were also narrated in the story. And Lord Henry mentions, especially like there were some times when it was like Lord Henry talking about women, and you really could, like, we all know a bit about it, you really could understand the viewpoint of men in like 18th century, 19th century about women, and the conditions they think, and like what was happening in their mind. So like you could understand how they like told it and how like obscure and arbitrary it was. But like reading it, like I was like, man, this is so wrong, but it was what it is. So it was good. Like it really helped you to understand the atmosphere of it. Like the atmosphere was really good. Like it was really well written, and I really thought, like, I didn't like some of the like philosophical talks that were happening in it, but like some of them were really fantastical, and it really helped me to like think about those issues too. And it really helps you to understand how people of this centuries could like understand what was happening around them. And it was such a good book. So I really try like giving the summary without spoiling anything, because I believe these like things, the events that happened was the mind-blowing part of the book. So I really liked the book, and I gave it 4 stars. And the second book I read was The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I hope I read his surname right. So this book, like, I know you will be saying, this book is so old, why are you just like reading it? Yeah, I just read it like now. I watched the movie and I know like the topic and the stuff, but I just read it. So the thing about this book is that it was the first book I read, like, I'm sorry, like it was the first book I bought which was not in my mother tongue. It was in English. So I bought this book and I was like so excited for it because I love the characters and I knew lots of them, and they were like lots of quotes going around the internet about like the perks of being a wallflower, and I really liked the concept, and the book seemed very interesting, and so I wanted to read it. I bought it, then I forgot it. Like, how can it be possible? Like, this book has been sitting on my shelf for so long, like so long. Like, this is literally the first book I bought that was in another language. Like, how can you do that? Like not the first book, of course, like we have like child's book and stuff, but like first YA book, or like a novel, let's just say, an original novel I bought, and it was just like sitting on my shelf, like forgotten. And I was like going around my shelf and saw this, and I was like, how can you do that? Like, this is illegal, sir. Like, how can you do that? So I picked up, started reading it. To be honest, like, it is such a like fast read, like, because it is written in, let me just say, different and stuff, because it is written in a letter form. It goes so fastly, and like the story itself is engaging. But I know lots of people love this book, and like I really wanted to like it too, because I like the story and stuff, but I didn't like it as much. I think I gave it 3 stars, like, which is still okay. But let me tell you about my problems in this book. So okay, let's give you a summary about this book. I believe everyone knows what this book is about, but I'll try to do it. So there is Charlie. He is a freshman, and he is considered to be, let's just say, kind of a wallflower. Yeah, he is a wallflower. He's like considered to be a weird among the students and like among his peers, and he's like a little bit shy and stuff. But one day he meets his friend, I believe, I really forgot the names, I'm so bad at this, like Patrick and Sam. Yeah, okay. Like one day Charlie meets Patrick and Sam. They are seniors in the same high school, and they became friends. And this book is Charlie talking about the events that happened in that year, and also like what previously happened, and some trauma, like he mentions about some event that caused him like a trauma, like he was so sad about it. So it is about Charlie writing a letter to an anonymous person and talking about these events and what happened in the past of his life. So it is in that format, and I think it was like engaging. It was a fast read. I really enjoyed reading it, so that's why I gave it 3 stars, and it was still good. But the thing is, like, the problem I had is that there were like many issues being told, like, let's say, anxiety, depression, and feeling sad, and like some death and grief, like very hard topics were being told in the story. And I really appreciate where like hard topics and the topics we try to like sometimes forget are being mentioned in the book. I really enjoyed. But I think like what was wrong in my opinion about this book was like many things were being told, but not in a good, like, this is not a bad representation. I'm not always saying it, like, it is a good representation, but I believe like I believe Stefan Chbosky could be going in more depth, like could be giving us more summary, and could be like giving us more tells in how Charlie felt and stuff, because like it mentions a lot of stuff, but I think it was just vague. So that was my problem with this book, and I gave it 3 stars. Okay, so the third, like, I'm sorry, I'm just like going here and sometimes going back and stuff. I don't know. And like probably the camera angle was always changed because my camera like keeps falling down. So I'm just trying to do it right. But the third book I read was Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. This was like such a blow. This is not what, it is still. So this is such a loved book in the booktube community and like Bookstagram and stuff. This is like such a popular and loved YA book. So let me give you a like little recap and like synopsis. So this is about a girl, Eliza. She is an online comic book writer, and her books, like her comics books, are like quite popular, but she is anonymous. Like she has some friends that know that it is Eliza writing it, but lots of people don't know that it's Eliza. Like lots of people like this comic book, but they just don't know. Like they just love, there's like a big forum, and they just love the person that likes it, that writes it, but they have no idea it's Eliza. Like, this is what anonymous mean. Why did I even try to explain it to you? Okay, but like she writes a very famous comic on the internet, and she is such a popular internet person, but on the outside nobody knows that it's Eliza. Like just so little people know about it. So and the outside, like in her school life, she's considered to be shy and like let's say, away from the like social scene, and I really love her. She's just so cute. She's such a great person in my opinion. And Wallace, like, he is a newcomer to the school, to the high school, and one day they just like their like roads intertwine and they just met. And Wallace is also a fan of her comic books, and he also like writes like fun fiction based on that comic book. So they just meet and like story begins, and this was so good. Like, this is the book that was giving me like softy vibe, like softy vibes. It was so soft, it was so cute, and like the fan and like the internet was very good written. Like, the thing is that lots of people, when an adult writes about how teens act in internet and like how things happen in internet, they're just like an outsider, let me just say. Like, they really don't know, and there's just a little tiny line when it comes to writing teenage and internet. And like, Francesca was in the good line. Like, she knew her stuff, she knew what was really happening in the internet, what was to how internet friends and like this fan-fiction comics and the internet. So like, she really knows her stuff. She's not like other adult writers. She's not like other adult writers who focus just on like how bad is it and stuff. Like, she really knew her stuff. And like the parent and kid dynamic, and especially when it comes to like internet and being social, like these conversations were great too. And like Wallace, I love him. Like, I love him. He's such a like cute person who is very kind. This book mentions about like many great struggles that we may be experiencing, like anxiety and depression, and this book does it in a very good way. So you really know what Eliza is going through, how she feels about being social and stuff. So that was like a good book on that, and I really liked it. And the characters are like so well written in my opinion, like especially Eliza and Wallace. They're so well written. They're just like two kind teenagers, and I really liked reading their stories, so I gave this 4 stars. Fourth book I read, we're going controversial here, and lots of people will hate me for it, but okay, it was Call Me By Your Name by Andre Ackerman. I don't know. Andre. So like, it's like, okay, like I have many things to say about this book, like many things. Okay, so Call Me By Your Name. I know that lots of people know this book. This book is favorite of lots of people, and the book adaptation was great. Everyone loved it, and like it like even gave a nomination to Timothy, my baby boy. But I didn't like this book. Like, let me tell you, it is not even liking, but I hated this book. Like, I'm sorry, and I was so disappointed because like everyone was loving this book a lot, and I was like, I want to read it too. Like, everyone seems to like it, but I thought I was gonna like it, but no way. It was like, I'm trying to stay calm because I'm just so disappointed. So, Call Me By Your Name. This is a book about Elliot, and Elliot's father is a writer, and in the summers they host some like aspiring writers, and they just like come to their house and they just stay there and try to write their books, or like what are they're working on. They try to write it, and their father helps them, and they also help the father and stuff. So I'm just sad, okay? So Oliver, one day, like as part of this like writers coming to their home in somewhere part of the story, comes to their house, and they meet. But like, let me tell you something, like I really hated this book. I told you, no, I know, but I hated this book because like, the second Oliver enters the house, Elliot is like, that's the boy I want to have sex with. Like, he's like that. He's really like that. And I'm like, Elio, boy, calm down. Like, you just met him, and like, you not even met, you just saw him, and you're like, I want to meet with him, I really like him. And like, I am so angry about this book. Okay, so Elio is like, I really cannot formulate my thoughts into something about it because of my angriness. Okay, so like Elio is like that. So the whole book, like I don't know how many pages, like 200 something pages, Elio talks about like Oliver and how he wants to be with him, like, but in like starting from the first page, I was like, shouldn't you know him a little bit? Like, shouldn't you get to know him a little bit? Maybe he will get to know you too. And like, why are you such a horny teenager? Like, every thought was about that. Like, why? Like, why? I thought it was gonna be a cute, maybe love story or something like that, but it is just a teenager thoughts, like, about how he wants to screw Oliver and how he wants Oliver to screw him. And that was it. Like there are good elements in it, and like I really like the writing style. That's why I gave it a 2-star, because of the writing style. But like Elio was too much. Like Elio, in my opinion, like let me tell you something, I love Timothée Chalamet. Like I really imagine Elio as Timothy, but even he couldn't help me love Elio. I was like really hating him because like there are like many problematic things he say, and I'm just like having a note here. Okay, I want to say something, like a line that Elio says, so I'm gonna read it to you. So, I wanted him gone from our home so as to be done with him. I wanted him that too, so that if I couldn't stop thinking about him and worrying about when will be the next time I see myself, at least his dad would put an end to it. I wanted to kill him myself even, so as to let him know how much his mere existence had come to bother me. How unbearable he is with everything and everyone, taking holding in the stride his tales, I'm okay with this and that. Okay, like, you get the idea. He even suggests to say that I wanted to kill him myself so as to let him know how much his mere existence had come to bother me. Like, let me tell you, Elio really likes Oliver, so this is not about really like wanting to kill like Oliver, but it is about like Oliver not giving the attention to Elio. So Elio is like, I really don't want to see you not giving attention to me, so maybe I can even kill you myself. It is problematic. It is problematic. Like, Elio, you're just a teenager. You're just like out of your mind. Just please, don't do this. Like, but the whole book is about Elio's thoughts, and like, from the first point, like from the start, the same thoughts. And like there are like good storylines, and like things start to like get heated between Oliver and Elio, but like I didn't like it. I really don't want to say anything. Like I really don't like it. The writing style is good. I gave it 2 stars, and that's it. And I'm sorry, but I will watch the film because I love Mentipathy. Like, and also people suggested me to watch the film, so I will watch it. But like the book, we're done. So the last book I read in March was Cruel Prince. I am showing you the Turkish version of it because I couldn't find the English version in Turkey, so it's like this, but this is Cruel Prince. So Cruel Prince by Holder Black. So lots of people know this book, and I'm just like going behind. Like everyone was reading this book in, I believe, 2016 or something like that. Let me check, like 2018 or something like that, and I'm just reading it now. Like everyone is reading Queen of Nothing, and I'm just like reading Cruel Prince like it's a new release, but what can I do? I'm going behind. So I read this book. Woo, I like it. I really liked it. So let me give you a synopsis, like what is happening in this book, why am I doing this. Like this is the excitement, like visual representation of how I feel towards this book. Cruel Prince. So in Cruel Prince, okay, so there's this guy, he's not even a guy, okay. So let me give you a little like synopsis of what is happening in this book. So there is Jude, a girl. That's the book. Okay, there's Jude and her twin sister Taryn. I really don't know how to pronounce her name, Taryn. We will go with Taryn. And they have a sister, Vivi. So, but like the opening of this book, like this is not a spoiler or anything like that. A guy, like a fair, comes to their home and kills their father and mother, and takes 3 of them to a fairyland. Okay, that's like the start of the story. And this is not a spoiler, so don't worry. So this is like the basic starting point of the story. Because Vivi is actually a half human. So the man comes, I really forgot his name. Why am I always forgetting people's name? Let me check. I really want to know it. I want to see it. Just Madok? Yeah, Madok. Okay, so Madok is actually Vivi's like original biological father. So he comes here, like kills his like Jude's parents and stuff, and like takes 3 of them and goes to Fairyland. So the story begins with this. But like in the Fairyland, I really forgot the name of the like kingdom and stuff, but in the Fairyland, like Jude and Terwin are like outsiders because they're like humans. So lots of people do very cruel things to them, like very cruel things. I don't want to mention them, but like I am like, Jude, honey, are you okay? Because that's not okay, like that shouldn't be okay, but like they're outsiders, so lots of people hate them, and the story begins like that. So I'm excited. I really like this book because it was like fire and drama and stuff and good conversation. Okay, why am I like doing this? I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing right now. Okay, so the story begins like that, and there are like some people like, okay, like Madog is the general of the king. I was gonna say queen, but no. Like Madog is a very close general to the king, but they're like king is stepping down. Like he tells that he is right, like he's going to die. Like the fair dying system is so different than the human, but like he is stepping down and he will like deliver his crown to one of his sons or like daughters, because he has too many sons and daughters and stuff. So this story begins like, this story doesn't even begin like that, but like this is the like main plot of the story. So this is about Jude and her dynamic with like prince and princesses sometimes, because she like comes to dialogue. She goes to a normal school in a fairy world. In there we have Carden and we have Locke and we have Valerian, and they're just like very like, Carden is a prince and others are very close friends of Carden, and like they do very cruel things to Jude, like because they hate her just because she's human. And to be honest, she's just like a strong lady, so she's just not like Taryn. Taryn is just like, oh, let's just get away from them and like be nice to him so that they will stop like tormenting us. But Jude is like, no, this is not fair, and like lots of bad things happen to Jude. But this is like the whole storyline, and we have like lots of good characters in it, like Prince Carden, Prince Diane, and and not the prince, he's not the prince, and we have Locke. Oh boy, Locke. Okay, I really don't want to give spoilers, so I'm just, from now on, I'm going to be talking about Locke, and it might be spoilers, so if you don't want to get spoiled for this book, please just like skip this part. So this book, like Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard and Cruel Prince by Holly Black, in my opinion, are quite similar books. I really don't know which one was firstly written, but in my opinion, they're very similar. So in this book we have Maven, which I really loved, okay? And in this book we have Locke, okay? So I'm just drawing a parallel here and you will see. So reading that book, like Red Queen, I was like, oh, I know I shouldn't like Maven. Like I know she's being like nice and kind and being a gentleman to the main character, but I know that he is just suspicious. And that was the same thing for Locke. Like I know that Locke was so suspicious, but I really liked him. I really liked him and I really wanted him to be good, but he wasn't. Okay, this part is really spoiler. So I really love characters in books that are not bad boyish main characters like Carden in this. I love side characters mainly, like side love interest characters who are just like nice and trying to help the main character do something and like try to like make sure that they're good and happy. Like just kind people in general. I like kind people in books, and Locke was one of them. And like, let me tell you something, he's ginger, and like I like gingers. I love the colors orange, as you can see, and like I like ginger people, and I was like, Locke, I love you. Like I'm really liking Locke. But like as I read each page, I was sure that he wasn't as innocent as he seemed. Like, I knew that he wasn't, and I knew that he was gonna like betray Jude, and he did it. Like, not a betrayal, like big betrayal, but how can you be with Taryn? I cannot believe it. Like, Taryn is such a, I really don't want to say bad things, but in my opinion, she is just an underdeveloped character. She has nothing special. She's just like a little kitten who does everything everyone says. And like, why Locke is with Taryn? And like if you were with her, like, I knew they were together. Like, the moment, like, there is this page, I don't know what, like, Taryn and Locke are together talking, and then like Locke goes to Jude to talk about something, and I knew that. Like, why are they even talking? Is this really happening? And like, Locke and Jude gets together, and this is great, and I'm like, I know something suspicious going, but I am lagging, and I was like, I don't want to see it. Like, I know there are many like red flags and signs that just think me to not like Locke, but I ignored them because I wanted to like him. But at the end, as expected, Locke is just with Taryn, and like, I'm just like throwing fits. Like, Locke was just with Taryn, and this was it. So like, okay, this is my main, like, this is not a complaint. Holly Black is like, of course, so good with like plot twists, and I knew like this plot twist was coming, but she really made me love this character and then turn it into something bad. But whatever, this is Locke. So okay, like, many things happen, and there are like many characters. So in my opinion, lots of people say Carden like is the cruel prince, and let me tell you something, as it is true, but I think there is just not one cruel prince. There are like lots of them. They are all cruel. Like Diane, I love Diane. Like, to be honest, I really love Diane, and I'm not trying to give spoilers again. Like, I really wanted to see more of him, like his relationship with Dude and his like toes in general and stuff. Like, he is cruel too. Like, let me tell you, like, all of the prince in the region, in the kingdom, they're all cruel, and that was good. Like, this book was good. Like, as you can see, this book is not like a fantastic, beautiful reading stuff. Like, to be honest, it is a very cliche book, like with Red Queen and stuff, but it is so engaging, and it is just so good. Like, characters are so well written in my opinion. Like, I really like Jude, Jack, and like such a cool main character. And in a YA book, they're always just like innocent girl and stuff. Julie is like not one of them. And Locke. And let me tell you something, like, I really hated Carden, and I try to love him right now, because like going into the other books, I know that he will be the main interest, but Holly Black even managed to like let me like Carden too. Because at the beginning I was like, no, I really hate you, I don't want to see you. But like, we're growing there, like, it's going to happen, I will love him. So the character development in this book is fantastic. The world is fantastic. Like, writing is not very something special. Like, it's just a YA book, just a like normal solid writing, not like something huge and like mind-blowing, but it is good. So I gave this book 4 stars. This was it, guys. These were the 5 books I read in March. I hope you liked the video, and I'm sorry for the like all the tantrums I throw and like the fits I throw about characters, because I really love them, and like my bad reviews about like some books that are very beloved in the community. But these are just like my own opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion, and I am entitled to my own opinion. So I hope that these didn't offend anyone. And since this like coronavirus thing is still happening and we are still self-isolating, I will be reading more books in April. And to be honest, today is the 7th of April and I already read 7 books, so we are going strong there. And I think that's it, and hope to see you soon.